Hi, you're looking in on a foreigner living in the Philippines. This is Beth, the wife of Terence, a foreigner who lives in the Hilltop community here in the Philippines. So hope you're going to like, comment, and subscribe on our YouTube channel. Enjoy and God bless.
Well, you're going to ask a question then.
My question, Han, is what's the difference between if you live in the hilltop community, in the hills like this, in the mountain, or in the beach, which you prefer, live in the beach or live in the mountains?
Well, just looking around at how beautiful the hills are. Actually, when I think about it, I never expected to be living in the hills. I never expected this kind of life at all. Oh, this is Perry, our friend Perry, one of the Superman team. Good thing you panned around so that we could see Perry. Yeah? Too late now, honey. So, back to why would I want to live in the hills? I never really thought about it. I'd never been in such countryside as this. I mean, this is just hills everywhere you see. Just pan around and see. I mean, there's nothing but hills. Look at the mountains over there. Yes.
Yeah, very beautiful, you know.
And out my window, I can remember the first time that we came to our home. We had a suitcase, if I remember rightly.
Yeah.
And we had a suitcase, and we walked because we arrived late at night, and we walked it in the dark.
Yeah.
Which was a complete revelation to me because I couldn't understand how anybody could know this path. I mean, look at this path.
Yeah.
I mean, how can mere mortals walk along that path in the dark?
Mm-hmm.
So that was a revelation for me. Plus, I'd never been in an isolated place like the house that you were brought up in. The house that your mother had 10 children, which was also a revelation to me too. But comparing the beauty of this to the beach, I always thought of the beach as being the stereotypical paradise. I mean, you walked out and you walked along the white beach, kicked a few coconuts, and then you went back and had a pina colada, I guess. But now that I see the freedom that comes with living in such an isolated place as this, it changed everything. And that's when we started to build a house. Remember, when we started to build a house, it was just going to be a 14 or 15 foot square room, like a hut, where we will be able to have a married life instead of living in the open plan, no privacy situation in your mother's house. Well, that went from being 15 feet to 25 feet to 32 feet, and we ended up with a 650 square foot house with an outside kitchen, a bathroom, and a mezzanine floor for the bedroom. Things just grew, and I learned to appreciate what it's like to be in such a beautiful place. When we first arrived, we didn't have the motorcycle even.
Yeah, we walk 3 kilometers in the road,
So
and then
what I call it, I'm sure that it probably is somewhere between 2 and 3 kilometers.
and then if we go to the internet cafe in the town, we wait 1 hour or 2 hours in the wait for a transfer for a motorcycle or
Yes.
tricycle.
Yes, sometimes we would wait a long time.
It takes us 5 hours just going to the town.
Yes. And if we went to, say, Tubigon to have McDonald's, just imagine for an American having to drive or get a bus, which would take maybe an hour or an hour and a half just to have McDonald's. Drive that far for a big breakfast, get up early. That's dedication to McDonald's, if you ask me. But that's not the part of being in the hills that I love. I mean, it's just so beautiful, and it's so varied. All throughout the year, this changes. When there'll be fires, there'll be brush that turns brown. The hills are always changing, and that made that was a huge pleasure for me. I mean, I remember that I even walked this path for fun, because I was a cyclist when I came. I was a walker. I'd been spoiled a little since we got the motorcycle and now the truck, so I kind of got spoiled since then. But I remember that walking alone on this path was magical for me, because it's so quiet. I mean, listen to it now.
Yeah, you cannot hear any. Except those kids there getting some spider.
Yeah.
Look, they're looking for spider.
Why would they look for spiders, Sally?
No,
Can you
some
explain that?
kids here is look for spider because they can sold that down at there's somebody who will boat a spider, and they're going to like a roaster or some
So they
cafe.
fight.
Yeah, they fight for
They
it.
fight spiders.
Yeah, so some kids just go here in the mountain look for spider, and they sold that for 5 pesos or 3 pesos.
Okay.
You know, so if you have 5 spiders there, so just imagine you have, for example, if it's 3 pesos each, then if you have 5 spider, you got 15, which is big amount to them.
This is to them.
So my questions is the difference between living in the hills and the beach. So for me, if you're going to, since I know you're going to ask me, right,
Yes.
about the difference, I think
What is the difference for you?
the difference for me is living in the hills. You know, you can see the mountains, which you can say, oh, how the creator, you know, how God made us, wonderful scenery, how the mountains being formed, you know, how the shape. If you could look at that every day, when I was a kid, I always look and say, God, yes, God is really wonderful, you know. God is really amazing. How could He made it all this beautiful? So that's how I look at it. That's why I love in the mountain, you know. Even if we go somewhere else, I always say to you, look the form of the mountain. It's very beautiful, you know. But yeah, in the beach is also beautiful because you could see you know, I love walking in the beach, you know. So that's.
Yeah, we had fun when we went to the beach, didn't we?
Yeah. I love in the water, and I love also because you could see especially if you could see the wave of the water in the ocean. You could say that I always love looking in the water, you know, in the ocean, because I compared it with with life, you know. If it's just the water is very normal, you could say that that's life also sometimes. And if it's big waves, you could compare that for also some circumstances in your life, you know. But I think the one thing that you need to do, you need to put in your mind is wherever you are happy, wherever the person you would be, if you're together with that person and fully accept the environment, that makes it the difference. Don't you think?
I do.
So
I do.
that's how
I do that if you're with someone, then you have to judge how happy you are with that person, and suddenly the place that you live will not be so important.
Yeah, and it's just an additional of where you are, you know.
Yeah.
It's just part. It's like a food, you know. It makes the dish more delicious.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how it is. So just enjoy life, you know.
Yeah, I remember I remember that even though I always wanted to live on the beach, and I always told you that.
Yeah,
And
you
said,
told me that.
Yes,
And I said I agree with that.
I agree. And we kept looking for somewhere on the beach, and somehow it just never quite happened. And then when I started living in the hills, in the mountains, then I started to see things greatly different. I mean, this is what you can see here. It just looks amazing, and because of that, I'm happy that we chose to live in the hills. That's good for me.
Yeah.
Well, living in the hills with you is good for me. Probably if I didn't have you, I might feel differently, but I do have you, for which I'm grateful.
Yeah, me too.
I'm done.
So hope you're going to subscribe on our YouTube channel.
Yeah. We're also on Facebook. You can find me, terence.flannery@gmail.com. You can find us there. We have a Facebook page which we report on almost daily. Plus we have a GoFundMe, Island Hilltop Community by Terence Flannery. So give us a try and hopefully a donation. Bye for now.
Bye-bye and God bless.